Hey everyone, welcome back to the Remote Professional Network. Today we're going to cover 7 job openings that are fully remote. You'll be able to complete these jobs from home. We are going to dive into each one. If you're watching this during the premiere, do note if you come back to the video after the premiere is over, the chapters will be available so you can reference any job opening that you are interested in. Links will be in the description to each position. So let's go ahead and jump into job number 1. Job number 1 is going to be a work-from-home customer service representative with Walmart. This position does pay $11 to $12 per hour. This is reported by the employer. It is possible it could be higher. Definitely confirm that with the actual interviewer once they give you a call. Typically with these bigger companies and most companies as well, if you do get requested to interview, the first call is going to be a phone screening with a recruiter, and you can ask them a variety of questions to get more basic information about the position. So definitely make sure that you have a list of questions ready for them if you decide to apply to this one. In this position, you're going to be expected to resolve customer contact issues by using decision support tools to resolve issues. You're going to work with store associates to develop and implement resolutions. You will also implement the appropriate solutions and resolutions and provide information to customers. So this is just kind of your typical customer service position. This is a call center environment, so there are going to be high volume calls coming into you. This is a temporary job. They did not list specifically how long this job is going to last, but I believe it will go until about December, is kind of what I saw as the industry average. So check that one out. You will also get access to a 401k, insurance, and other benefits within the company of Walmart. Definitely, what we say on this channel is learn or earn, and what we mean by that is in a job, you should either be learning or earning, hopefully both if you can find a job like that. But you could use this job eventually to leverage yourself into a higher paying position inside the corporate side of Walmart. So if you have any interest in applying to supply chain things, getting further into retail, this might not be a bad idea for you. So go ahead, head over to remoteprofessionalnetwork.com, and you can go ahead and apply to this position. We will also link the link down below in the description. And let's move on to the next job opening. The next job opening we have is an entry-level data entry specialist. This is going to be with a company called Synergen X Health. You can perform this job from anywhere. This is a remote position, 12 to 13 US dollars per hour, and there is no phone work involved. Typically, though, do remember when you work directly for a company, you might have a manager that you need to check in with every once in a while, but otherwise, there are no expectations that you're going to be working on a phone or anything like that. So let's go through this job description. They are seeking a data entry specialist to join their team. Great entry-level opportunity with room for growth. This is a great thing to see because this tells you that they already have other opportunities for you inside the company so that you don't get into a job and there's no path forward, right? So if you do well here, you have a path to kind of advance in your career at this place. You're going to get 2 weeks of paid training. There are going to be benefits. You don't need any certifications or anything like that. And if we scroll down a little bit further, we can see that the only qualifications you're going to need are going to be customer service skills, great attitude, and you have to be able to pass a background check. The benefits you're going to have: health and dental and vision, a 401k plan with a 5% company match. That is huge. Almost 90% of millionaires in the United States, half their wealth actually comes from their 401k. So if you get into a position with a 401k, definitely always make sure you contribute up to that 5% match. Disclaimer, I am not a financial advisor, not a financial professional. Okay, so take that with, do a little bit of research on that financial positioning things. Moving on from that, this is really kind of a basic position, just regular data entry. For these positions in your resume, you want to highlight experience with Microsoft Excel, Microsoft Power BI, something called Smartsheet, and other tools that you use to manage data. and manipulate large data sets, okay? So again, if you need actual training on those things, head over to something like LinkedIn Learning, go to Udemy. We're not affiliated with either of those places, but they have trainings on Microsoft Excel that you can take so that you can actually put that in your resume as a skill. Okay, and then moving forward, if you're not aware, data entry jobs are really popular because typically they don't involve any phone work at all. You just hop on your computer, input some data, make some charts, some KPI charts and things like that, and you're good to go. All right, let's jump into the third job. Job number 3 is going to be another data entry position for Cargo International Consolidators. This is going to pay $22 to $27 per hour. This is a fully work-from-home position. It is a work-from-home job. The data entry clerk will assist with daily shipment activity for the company. This candidate will report to the logistics supervisor. So that's pretty interesting, guys. So you're going to be working in the supply chain area. So if you get some great experience here and do really well in this position, supply chain as a career path is very lucrative, especially when you get to the director, managerial positions. You'll easily clear 6 figures, okay? And that's kind of where the world is going, where you're shipping everything. There's warehouse work everywhere. Definitely a good outlook for that career path. Okay, this candidate is going to work with a variety of departments to ensure timely and accurate movement of goods. This role is a vital part of a team responsible for executing the day-to-day logistics activity for international and domestic shipments. So, as we can see here, your job duties, these are some of the tasks and responsibilities that you're going to be performing day in and day out. So feel free to check that. The requirements, they are looking for 1 to 3 years of logistics experience. You can really translate a lot of other experience to that. So if you've been in the workforce for 1 to 3 years, I'm sure you can figure out ways to make your previous experience tie in with this one. You are going to be able to multitask and work on several projects at once. So if you have any experience in project management, highlight that. Or if you've just led projects or worked on projects and you were able to successfully complete them all at the same time, 1, have that on your resume, and 2, this is going to be a question they ask you in your interview. So definitely have an answer and a story prepared for that. They'll probably ask you to tell them about a time where you worked on multiple projects at the same time. Have examples ready for that when you get the interview. The next thing they say is AS400 experience is a plus. I have no idea what that means, so feel free to look into that. I believe that's just going to be some kind of software they use in the logistics area. So head over to YouTube, Google, search it so that you can speak on it when you go into an interview. And maybe there's some free trainings out there that you can do and put it on your resume as well. Okay, they also want you to be proficient in Microsoft Office applications. Again, any data entry position that you see, you should safely assume that you are going to be working with Microsoft Excel almost all day, every day. So getting experience on that is going to be very valuable. And you're going to want to highlight that on your resume every single time you apply to a data entry position. Okay, and the other thing too, this is not marked as a no phone position. The reason being, it does look like you were going to communicate with other teams inside your company. This is not a call center job. It's a very different kind of phone call. You might be speaking with clients. You're going to be speaking with other people inside your company to complete tasks all day. So do take note of that. But this is a pretty good high-paying position. Working in the logistics area can be very high-paying further down the line in your career. So definitely check this one out. Head over to remoteprofessionalnetwork.com and you'll get the link, and we'll also link it directly in the description below. The next job opening we have is for our community in the United Kingdom. We have a customer service advisor position. This is fully remote. You can work from home. You are going to need a Wi-Fi setup and connection, so definitely make sure you have that strong Wi-Fi connection. Okay, so we can see this is a full-time position. You'll start at about 20 to 22,000 British pounds annually. So hopefully that is a good salary for you guys over there in the UK. What you'll be doing is Adecco is a global medical devices company with the UK head office in Peterborough. This is an exciting time for them as they are expanding their Belfast offering and are opening a brand new customer care department within the latest office space. So they're looking to establish a customer care team. This is a great place to be in, guys. So if you are in the UK and you can apply to this position, it's exciting to work for well-known companies that are well established and are opening new product lines and new spaces, because there's going to be a lot of opportunities for advancement, right? Everybody's going to be brand new. So if you do a great job in this position, there are going to be other opportunities for you very quickly. Okay? They are looking for a customer service professional to join their team. We should note professionals. So there are multiple openings here. Okay? So if you apply to this position, just note it looks like there are going to be many openings for this job. So you'll have a really good chance of landing this one. You are going to be communicating with customers and providing outstanding support. And in return, you will receive a great salary, a bonus, and an excellent range of benefits. You are going to be working from home in this position. It's been noted several times. And beyond that, once you've applied, your application will be reviewed. If you're selected to attend, you will learn more about them, hearing about the opportunities and services that they offer. And if you attend, you'll be guaranteed an interview for the actual role. Okay? And here we can read more about the actual position. I'll let you guys take on that. We can see here that you're going to start at about almost 21,000 British pounds or euros. And you will also receive an additional bonus of 1,200 per year. So that will be very exciting to look forward to. And you can also work overtime. So if they have enough demand, that you can get some overtime hours. In the U.S., typically you make one and a half times your regular pay. So the UK, I'm going to assume, is going to be somewhat similar to that. Their shifts are only going to be in the day. So this is going to be a day shift, typical 9 to 5 position hours. And beyond that, they do work Saturday mornings on a rotational basis. So do note that. Make sure that this works with your schedule first. And we will put the link in the description of this video so that you can apply to this job. Let's go to the next one. The next job opening we have is an operations assistant working for Coven. They are based out of the UK, United Kingdom. So this is a work from home job opportunity in the United Kingdom. You'll be working as an operations assistant. So typically an operations assistant is kind of a jack of all trades. You're like an administrator for a company. At Coven, what they do is they have trainings and classes for folks who want to be game developers in the UK. So definitely take a look at them. This is going to be a contract opportunity, and it is going to be part-time throughout the year. So take a look at this one. You can go ahead and look in the description to kind of see other openings they have as well. And you definitely want to apply for this one before June 10th. Once you apply, you're going to get invited to a type form application. Send that in, and you will receive the opportunity to apply to this position. This next opening is going to be a program coordinator. It is going to be through Insight Global. So they are a staffing company. You'll apply through them, and then get hired by the actual company that is hiring for the program coordinator position. So this is going to be a fully remote job or a work from home job in 2022. You can perform this from anywhere inside the United States. The pay is going to be $18 to $21 per hour. There is no phone work involved. You may have to communicate with people on your team and whatnot, but this is not a call center job. Okay, so let's go ahead and click into this one. They are going to want you to have strong Microsoft Excel skills, 1 to 3 years of relevant experience as a coordinator or in the retail industry, and they also would like you to have excellent written and verbal communication skills. In addition to that, they would like you to be able to work Eastern time hours, so Eastern time zone. You do not need to be located in the eastern part of the United States, but they do want you to be able to work those hours. Okay, so one thing that I would take away from here, 1 to 3 years of experience as a coordinator. Coordinators are kind of like administrators, so if you have really any experience doing anything that could be considered a coordinator work, So really just making sure that things are in place, maybe managing processes a little bit and things of that nature are what you're going to want to put on your resume. Strong Microsoft Excel skills. Remember what we say on this channel. Don't just write down your responsibilities in your resume. Show how well you perform them. So you wouldn't want to say experienced in Microsoft Excel. You would want to give an example of a specific project that you worked on that would exemplify that you actually have these skills. Okay, moving on from that. Excellent written and verbal communication skills. For this job, you should definitely submit a cover letter then to prove that you actually have these written skills and verbal communication skills. Typically, if you can write well, you can speak well. Okay, and for this position, they have a large retail client that's looking for a program coordinator to join their retail pharmacy team. This is pretty big, guys. So if you work in retail pharmacy, that's going to open up a ton of doors for you. Think of every single grocery store that you work for, that you've gone to in your area that has some kind of retail pharmacy. Even beyond that, right? CVS, Walgreens, there are a bunch of other places as well. Eventually, you might be able to work yourself into some kind of pharmaceutical sales position. And if you can get into pharmaceutical sales, you'll easily be clearing $200,000 to $300,000 per year. So definitely, if you land this position, take it very seriously. This is one of the best opportunities I think we have out there in a while as far as careers go. Okay, in this position, you're going to be responsible for using program management tools to efficiently maintain project lists and pipelines, communicate with teams, establish and measure milestones, and communicate with corporate stakeholders. So a corporate stakeholder is typically just somebody who's heavily invested into a specific project. So for example, if you're working on some kind of project for the contracts team, the contracts director might be marked as a stakeholder. There's somebody who wants this project to be completed, and they are going to be communicating with you quite a bit because you're going to be somebody who's going to be managing and running the project. So essentially, this says it is a program coordinator. This is a little bit more of a project management type of position, and both of the functions can kind of overlap a little bit. It really just depends on how the corporations and companies define the roles. So in this one, you're going to be processing new and existing workflows, upload and editing spreadsheets, and you're going to also own the final budget approval. This is going to be incredible experience to put on your resume for the future. Once you have kind of experience doing this, you have almost managerial finance experience, and that can really boost your career pretty quickly. Okay, you need to work with high-level executives, and the ideal candidate is going to be someone who's looking for a collaborative work environment, and they're hungry to learn and grow, and you have exceptional Excel skills. Boom, right here. So again, if you don't have exceptional Excel skills, Microsoft Excel, you really need to get on that training. Almost every corporate job in the United States, at least, is going to require that you work with Microsoft Excel to some extent, so you may as well start that training now. And don't look at necessarily the years of experience. They want to see what you can do on it. So if you know VLOOKUPs, pivot tables, and a few other things, even if you could somehow get some experience on SQL or SQL, definitely look into those things as well, okay? So this is a really, really great position for anybody who has the time. This is a full-time position. It's going to be a typical 8-hour shift. And as far as benefits go, this is a contract position. So you may have benefits through Insight Global, so you will have to verify that on their site. Let's move on to the next opening. The next position we have for you guys today is going to be a part-time event coordinator. Again, this is through Insight Global. They are a staffing company. What they will do is they post a job, you apply, and then you work for the company that they are contracted to get the actual staffing for. Okay? So about this position, this is a fully remote position inside the United States. So if you're located in the USA, you can apply to this position from anywhere. This is a work-from-home job. It is 100% remote. It's going to pay $22 to $24 per hour. This is a full-time position. Let's dive into what they are actually looking for in the candidate. So must-haves, they want 3 years of experience organizing and managing customer-facing events, strong project management skills, and excellent communication skills, verbal and written. So again, on your resume, when you actually go to apply to this position, you're going to want to definitely do a cover letter. Cover letters are going to make a comeback, especially in the remote world, being that almost all of your communication in the remote kind of work setting is going to be over chat, Slack, email, and things of that nature. So they're going to want to see that you can actually write well. And typically, if you can write well, you can speak well, and vice versa. Moving on. 3 years of experience organizing customer-facing events. Again, you can show other skills that you have that will lead to this, that have direct impact on how you would perform in this position. So maybe you don't have experience managing customer-facing events, but maybe you've managed other types of events previously, or organized some kind of smaller meetings inside your own company with other clients and things like that. So I would say if you don't have this, just note that you do have experience working with clients in a B2B setting, business-to-business setting, and I think that would fill in nicely in place of that actual direct experience. Ideally, they would like someone with a bachelor's degree. I don't think this matters really that much. If you have most of the other things they're looking for, they're not going to care much about that. And also, if you have any knowledge in the software or tech industry, maybe some SaaS company information experience and things like that, that would be very valuable to put on your resume and your cover letter. Okay, this is going to be a fast-growing software company. They're hiring a corporate event coordinator for their marketing team. The organization offers an all-encompassing platform which allows enterprise companies to create, deliver, secure, and continuously improve digital projects. They are listed as a unicorn and profitable top-growing company. This is very important. So in the startup world, they have what are called unicorn companies, and that means that they are one of the ones that are going to get really big and grow very rapidly. Why that is good for you? If a company is growing rapidly, that means that there are going to be massive amounts of opportunities. If you can get it at this point and get some of the stock options at a low price, eventually in a couple of years, it's probably going to be through the roof. That is how a lot of corporate millionaires are made. Just a little fun fact. As the event coordinator, you're going to be responsible for overseeing the logistics for the company's major events, and you're going to liaise between internal stakeholders and third-party vendors to ensure thorough and timely execution of event-related tasks. So it really is what it sounds like, guys. You're going to be managing basically kind of getting a bunch of these positions set up. So, for example, just an example of a corporate event you might have, maybe there's a local baseball team. You would coordinate with the team, let's just say the New York Yankees. You would be working with the New York Yankees corporate coordinators to get an event set up so that all of your workers at your company can have some type of event at the office building, or you would go to a game at the New York Yankees baseball games, right? Things like that. This is going to be remote based and 15 to 20 hours per week. So this is a part-time job. So if anybody has, just a couple hours per week that they can toss at that would be fantastic. There is going to be a chance for travel to be on site for the customer events. You do not have to be, though. So this is a fully remote position. I would not expect that they're going to pay for you to travel across the country at this time. Costs are pretty high. So they are going to like that if you do not necessarily care about traveling, most likely. Okay, and again, this is $22 to $24 per hour. Events management, customer service experience, these are things that they're looking for. Again, if you have B2B, business-to-business experience, definitely highlight that on your resume as well. Let's move on to the next job. Okay, guys, and the last job opening we have for today is going to be another data entry position with a company named Zealous. Let's go ahead and scroll into this one. You can perform this job from anywhere inside the United States. This is a remote-only position or a work-from-home job. It is full-time. There is not going to be much phone work involved at all. Again, you may have to actually speak with a teammate or a manager every once in a while, but in large part, you're not going to be on the phone at all. Okay, so some responsibilities, you're going to be entering medical claim forms into in-house database vendor web tools. So if you have any experience using just any software tools really in a computer setting, or if you've given training before, note that in your resume. It can just show that you're going to pick these other tools up very quickly and be able to start making an impact in this business very quickly too. Okay, you're going to also serve as a backup for scanning and provider service intake, and you will perform other responsibilities and things like that. Technical skills and knowledge that you're going to need. You're going to need a basic understanding of key medical claims billing information that is required for entry into the CMS and where that can be found on claims forms. You're going to need to be detail oriented. You definitely have to be accurate in this position when you're entering information for a claim. They want you to have thorough knowledge of company and departmental policies and procedures. Document to Adobe Experience. That's super simple. You just convert documents. This is an example of companies when they try to make things sound super fancy. Literally all you do is click like 2 buttons, so you'll be good on that. You do need to be able to use a calculator and typing speed of 40 words per minute. If you just go to Google and type in typing speed test, you should be able to pop up almost any typing speed test. Do that a couple times, and you can get a good feel if you're going to be at 40 words per minute. Typically, if they want 40 words per minute, try to hit 50 or above, just so that you can kind of put that on your resume as well. So go ahead, go take one of those typing speed tests so that you can put this on your resume. And when you actually apply to this position, the ATS system, which is what companies use to weed out applicants, it's going to pick up that on your resume. It says typing speed of at least 40 words per minute, and you will get moved to the top of the resume selection, most likely. Okay. Moving on, you can go ahead and look at all these other requirements that they have. They're pretty much just other basic data entry requirements and tasks that you're going to be doing. Again, it doesn't mention this. Definitely list if you have Microsoft Excel experience, Smartsheet, or anything like that. Okay. And that's going to wrap it up for today, guys. Remember, we also will put the links to these positions inside the description of this video. So if you are on a computer or a phone, just scroll down a little bit, drop down the arrow, and the links will be in the description. If you are watching the premiere of this after this video, refresh the actual YouTube page, come back, and you will be able to see these specific positions and times in the video so that you can reference them and then go ahead and apply to those positions. Okay? We will see you next time. If you have any questions or you need to actually see other jobs that we have posted on our job board, head over to remoteprofessionalnetwork.com. All the jobs are always going to be posted there. Check those out, and we'll see you next time.